I've got two sons. One is 14. That means almost at that age where I really can't protect him anymore. He's going to get out there into the world and basically just go with what I've taught him thus far. Um, Currently, he wants to be what I am, as an occupation. But I'm thinking I wouldn't mind if he went to the military first. And the reason why I say I like him to go to the military is because I went to the military. I did 4 years, and I had a lot of firsts because of going to the military. One of the first things was I actually went somewhere on my own. I went to New Orleans, to go to MEP station. Um, all by myself. Might not seem like a big deal, but as for me, that was farthest I had ever been by myself. Without a family member, something like that. Also, I took my first flight. I got on a flight from New Orleans, went to St. Louis for Fort Lost in the Woods, all by myself. First flight, all by myself. I went to a new state. Never had been to any other state besides Texas. And I went there by myself. I went to basic training, hardest thing I've ever done in my life, um, easily. We made a lot of other things that were probably harder, but since I went to basic training, wasn't a big deal. You know, I got to meet people who who were totally different from me. They didn't grow up in the same neighborhood. They didn't grow up in the same type of environment. I went to what would be my college experience when I went to AIT. Got some freedom with a little discipline. I got to meet some white folks. That I up until that point, I really the only white folks I knew were people in authority. Teachers. Police officers. Things like that. I knew a couple people my own age. Steve, that one guy who went to the school with us. But not really much. I got to meet some, and I got some great friends. Turns out they're people too. Who would have thunk it, right? And you got to go out in the world. And as you go out into the world and you see things are different, than your neighborhood, you start realizing things have changed. And one of the biggest things I noticed was racism was less prevalent. I went to a lot of places, and a lot of military families are mixed, and it was so normal. It was so normalized. It wasn't something to stick out. It was just normal. Sergeant whatever is married to an Asian woman. This sergeant whomever is married to a black woman. It was just like so normal, and I really appreciated that. And I think it is necessary to get out of the little hole you're in and get out there and see the world. My first duty station was Korea, and we went out there, and I found out that the world was not a cake mode. It was totally different. I went to McDonald's, and just it being a McDonald's out there was amazing. That it was that there was a McDonald's out there, but then it was amazing that there was no Jack in the Box out there. There was no Raising Cane's out there. There was no a lot of the places that you would think would be everywhere were not there. And when you go into McDonald's, they are serving kimchi burgers. I didn't even know what kimchi was, and for it to be a burger was a contradiction to me, but it was there. The menu was not the same. The vehicles, there were no Toyotas, there were no Camrys, there were no Ford Explorers, there were none of that. There was Equus. There was stuff I had never heard of, and it let me know that the world was a lot bigger than what I was used to. And that was, I don't know what that was. That was eye opening. It was unique to me, and I got to see that there are people all over. And I got to see Korea didn't even have police officers like they do out here. They had a busload of police officers on every other corner, and they had no guns. They had nothing but sticks, and they would and the service was required. Korea requires men, boys, to serve 2 years in the military, Marines, Air Force, police department, whatever. And it's just a whole eye-opening experience. And I wouldn't mind having my son, get that experience to broaden his horizons. I personally think every person should go and travel like that, so you can get out of that little hole that you call home and see what the world's like. I'm ranting, so I'll cut it here, but that's what I would like.